Welcome to our obligatory PlayStation 4 analysis video. Yes, that's right, the PlayStation 4 was announced on Wednesday the 20th of February, and obviously it set the world alight as being the second major next-gen console reveal, and to be honest, the first one that actually shows off anything new. So I thought I'd do a twit video, just twitly running over my opinions of the show, and just having a think about what the PlayStation 4 means for the industry, and what it means for consumers and gamers as well. The console itself. So in general, I was incredibly impressed by the PlayStation 4. I thought it has a lot of great features, I think it looks very powerful, and I'm excited actually is that they were pushing it more as a new experience and a new way to play games without introducing something like a controller with a big screen on it. So the emphasis on social interaction in the console, I know this has annoyed a lot of people who, don't like this kind of thing, but personally I'm really excited about the social features. The thought that I can watch other people stream games, I can use the share button on the DualShock controller to share bits of gameplay that I've just experienced with my friends instantly, that is really cool, and I think that's a really good way of looking at the way that the industry is changing. We have a lot of Let's Players on YouTube now. We're in a very changing world in which there is an emphasis on, social. We have social networks, we're always on Twitter and Facebook, so why can't games be part of that revolution as well? And I think PlayStation have hit the nail on the head with their social features, because they're fantastic, and I think it's going to be a revolution in the way that we share and the way that we experience games. I mean, technically, and I was thinking about this when I was watching it, we could watch entire game playthroughs on our consoles without actually buying the game, and that's quite a weird thing to think about. I mean, really, Sony have got a very clever idea here in that Let's Players and content on YouTube shifts units. I mean, that's proven, I mean, Minecraft would never be as big as it was if it wasn't for people online sharing videos of them experiencing the game. So when you think about the fact that Sony now allows anyone, and anyone who touches a PlayStation 4 to share any moment from any game with anyone, I mean, that is like the ultimate way to advertise your title, isn't it? So it's interesting, and I like it, and I probably won't be live streaming many things because I'm not a massive fan of people sitting watching me, in my pants playing on Uncharted 4, but it's nice to think that if it's stuck, I can watch someone else complete that bit. And I think what's interesting is, my favourite part of the Wii U is the Miiverse. I think the Miiverse it was genius. I mean, since I've got my Wii U, that's pretty much all I've ever used. I love poring over that system, I love seeing what people are talking about, I love seeing screenshots, and realistically what Sony's done, they've come along and just completely trumped what Nintendo set out to do. Nintendo offered text and photographs. Now Sony are offering live streaming, full HD gameplay playback to all of your friends. I mean, this is going to be like the Miiverse times 100, and I'm really impressed to see that because it's something I really like. I also like the fact that the console turns on instantly and you can jump back into the game. That's, a nice feature. And also that you can play games as they're downloading, and that you can access demos instantly using streaming software. That is amazing, and I think what Sony have done here is that evidently they've went to the drawing board and they've said what was wrong with the PlayStation 3. And if you asked any PlayStation 3 owner, the main thing that always gets them is the loading times for patches and downloads. So the fact that now they're pretty much cutting out the middleman. I mean, yeah, they're not directly getting rid of, waiting times or anything like that, but they're definitely reducing them to such a minute time that they're going to be pretty much unnoticeable, and that is a really good feature to push the console on. Also, it was revealed after the conference that the PlayStation 4 won't block used games, which will be good to a lot of people. Obviously, this doesn't mean that online passes won't be a thing either. I imagine they'll be more prominent in the next generation, but it's nice to see that we can play pre-owned games, as someone who used to buy a lot of pre-owned games on the GameCube when I was like 12 to about 14. That's how I used to buy my games. I couldn't afford to buy full price games, so although nowadays I do buy games for the full price, it's nice to think that younger people and people who don't have as much money can still experience these games, and not be completely blocked out from that way of purchasing titles. As for the actual tech, I'm unsure. I'm not a very big tech head, I won't even try to be. I've heard a lot of people like Total Biscuit saying that it's PC architecture and that it's quite powerful, and all I know is that it has a lot of processing power, and that the majority of that processing power is going to make it so it'll be constantly recording your games, and it'll be constantly sharing things, and that's a good use of the processing power. But from my understanding, this is a pretty powerful machine, especially by current console standards. The controller. So the DualShock 4 was also announced and pretty much confirmed everything that we'd already thought when the images leaked last week. The DualShock will have a little touchscreen where the start and select buttons used to be. It'll have move integration, and you know, I'm not a massive fan of the touchscreen or PlayStation Move, and I'm actually kind of worried that it comes with this new Stereo Stop It 3D camera, which is, you know, quite cool, but I have a horrible feeling that there's going to be an emphasis on motion control using a DualShock, and personally I can't see how, because it's not like you can hold it like the PlayStation Move controller, like it's not like it's like a baton shape, so you can hold it like a sword. It's a controller. I mean, what the hell kind of motion control are you going to be able to do with that, especially because it does depth? I don't understand. They didn't show us anything, probably a reason why they didn't do that, so, you know, we'll have to see at E3, no doubt. But yeah, this emphasis on motion control worries me. I hope it's optional. That's all I'm saying. You know, I don't really like motion control, especially on the PlayStation. I hated sits axis, you know, to do without that, and the touchscreen as well. I mean, I don't understand how something so small can have much of an impact on games. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, gently... I don't know, I've got no idea what it's there for. I can't even think of a physical application. Unless it's for controlling menus, in which case, yeah, keep it there, that's a nice idea. But apart from that, not really too fussed with it. Good points though, the new triggers look fantastic. The controller itself looks really comfortable. It looks more like an Xbox controller. And although I am a bit of a PlayStation fanboy and that I love the PlayStation 3, that controller was awful. I mean, I'm not a fan of DualShock 3. So the fact that it's looking a little bit more aerodynamic is a good point. That's a bit thumbs up from me. Also, one of the features that no one's really been talking about is the headphone jack on the bottom of the controller, which has been reported that you can actually listen to system sounds and, you know, the sounds from the game using that headphone jack. It's not just for headsets, which means that it literally has one of the best features of the Wii U included as well. I love the fact that I can listen to the system sounds if someone else is doing something in the room, or if a partner is in bed, you can still play games. That's a great idea, and yeah, I'm really excited for that. Obviously, the most important feature is the share button, which allows you to pull out of the game you're in and, you know, find a bit of footage that you've just experienced and shove it off to the internet. I'm not a massive fan of the fact that it's on controller. I think I would have liked it better if it was maybe on the touchpad or something, or on the bat maybe in the middle, so you can reach it with your index finger. It's too close to the D-pad. I feel like I'm going to hit that far too often and start live streaming by accident, or it's going to pull me out of a game during a exciting part and I'm going to be annoyed, and it's a minor complaint, but I'm not a massive fan of it. The games. Okay, so there's a lot of like launch games and tech demos, so I'm just going to run through everything that was shown and give my quick impressions of them. Killzone Shadowfall, my jaw actually dropped when I saw this. I wasn't expecting to be as blown away as I was by the jump between PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, because I mean, The Last of Us and Bioshock Infinite and other current, you know, games that are coming out in the next few months looked incredible. I mean, you compare them next to like Uncharted 1 or other games that came out towards the beginning of the system's life, they looked incredible. So to see that jump in visual quality was insane. I mean, Killzone Shadowfall looked beautiful. I was really shocked that was running on a console. I mean, yes, I've seen stuff like that on PC, but on a console, that was exciting. That was probably the best showing of the show. It was just, oh, fantastic. It's a shame it was just a generic shooter, to be honest, and it was a shame that it was a PlayStation franchise and not a new IP, but a minor complaint, it looked fantastic. Drive Club also looked visually stunning, and because it's been done by the Motorstorm people, it might be really good, so I'm actually kind of excited for a decent next-gen racing game. Infamous Second Sons, it's a shame we didn't see anything real time, but it was nice to see that a new Infamous game will be a flagship launch title for the console, because I love Infamous, and yeah, really excited to see something like that leading the way forward when the PlayStation 4 comes out. I actually thought The Witness was one of the best looking games of the show because of the vibrancy of the colours. You know, graphically it wasn't fantastic, but those colours were just fantastic. Also, like Jonathan Blow, Braid is a fantastic game. The Witness looks to be, well, I don't really know what The Witness is about. It looked like a weird puzzle game, but as I say, it's Jonathan Blow. The chances of it not being fantastic are very slim. Destiny, I'm excited for Destiny, but I'd like to see something that isn't animated concept art. I mean, we saw that guy reloading the sniper rifle, but that's not really gameplay. But still, you know, Destiny is no doubt going to be amazing because Bungie are very good at what they do. So, yep, glad to see that's coming to the PlayStation 4. Deep Down, stupid name, wasn't real time, but looked fantastic. I mean, that was a nice looking Dragon, so yeah, I'm sure that'll be a Dame. Media Molecules Dame was a bit like the Fever Dream. I wasn't really too sure what was going on. I understand the concept that you sculpt things and then place them down and make levels, and then that puppeteering bit was just like, what? But yeah, you know, I'm sure it's Media Molecule. It's going to be fantastic. I'm a massive fan of them. Little Big Planet 2 was amazing, so, you know, it's going to be good. I just want to know what it is. It's just so weird. Also, when the guy was saying that they fell in love with the Move controller, no you didn't. Sony paid you a buttload to make a launch game that supports Move. Let's face it, come on. Sony clearly invested far more than we thought in PlayStation Move, and they can't viably just let it die with the PlayStation 3, even though we all want it to, really, deep down, when you think about it. It was nice to see Blizzard there, even though they just announced a PC there, and it was nice to see Square Enix there, even though they showed off Tet that we saw last year. But, you know, it's still nice to see that there are a lot of developers supporting the PlayStation 4, because, you know, well, the Wii U doesn't really have much in terms of support at the moment, so it's nice to see that at least one next-gen console has got plenty of support from prestigious developers. And finally, probably the best game that was shown, Ubisoft's Watch Dogs, which is a new IP. It looks like an amazing open world. I was just absolutely blown away by Watch Dogs. I was at E3, and now that I know what it's going to be running on, and that it's possible, like that isn't a PC version, that is PlayStation 4 tech, hopefully anyway. Hope no one comes out when this video's out that Ubisoft run it on a PC, but you know, that was an incredible game. And Watch Dogs, it's just nice to see a new IP. I think I've been so lethargic and just so bored by this generation, you know, just endless sequels, and that's all I ever seem to be looking out for. To see a new IP from a third-party developer that looks amazing, that was nice and that was refreshing, and that got me really excited. So overall, I was really impressed by what Sony did and the professionalism that they showed the console off with, and I feel like there was a really, really powerful move by Sony. I think they've just came into this generation strong, and that's exactly what they needed. You know, the PlayStation 3 reveal was terrible, and I think if there's one way to conclude this, it's that PlayStation have learnt their lesson. They weren't arrogant. They were very humble, actually, in fact. They were very matter of fact. They got really prestigious games developers on there to, you know, speak about how nice the console is to use, and it was just a nice atmosphere. And I think Sony were basically just trying to confirm that their next generation console is going to be good for consumers, it's going to be good for developers. This is the next gen, it's going to be fantastic. And yeah, Sony, well done. I'm excited for the PlayStation 4, and if you do hit that holiday 2013 release date, I won't even be annoyed that I got it wrong in my predictions video, which you can watch on the screen right now. Isn't that a nice little link there? Thanks for watching. My name's been Liam Richardson for Daemonnation.co.uk, and this has been the Daemonnation Report. For more news, reviews and previews, head on over to Daemonnation.co.uk, and for more stuff like this, feel free to subscribe and give us a like. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you later on.